This is the first time we've encountered any alpacas. It's not something you see every day. I mean, I've not seen any down.
They're beginning to be more and more alpacas, because they're breeding them like mad at the breeding farms, and then they sell off the girls as breeding females and keep the best studs, and you get the sort of spares, the spare males. They get sold as pets, lawnmowers, flock guards, treks.
So do you mention lawnmowers?
Yeah.
Lawnmower?
That's why we got them. It's the reason we got the alpacas.
Because they'll keep the grass. Well, can they keep it down as much as a goat can?
Yes,
Who would
definitely.
eat the most?
Well,
a goat
if you
or...
look at that meadow there,
that fine meadow
really
there.
Finely mowed down to the ground. Now in here,
it's like the 8th tee at Leeds Old Golf Club.
That's it. Well, nearly. Not quite that flat.
So, can I just ask you about alpaca therapy?
Alpaca therapy?
Yes.
Well, it's nothing special other than just walk around with an alpaca, because that's therapeutic. But what we call alpaca therapy is when we put on a free trek for people with special needs or mental health issues, and we usually do that on a Thursday, and it's free of charge to special groups that can bring along maybe 8, 10 to 12 people with their carers, and we take them on a shorter, easier route, and they just feel good. It gives people confidence, it makes them calm and relaxed, and it's slightly challenging. A bit of people with physical disabilities find they're stretching themselves a little.
My name's Emily. I used to volunteer at a permaculture project at the other end of the country, and I moved to the area. So I just googled, local growing permaculture places. How I found it. When I came, there wasn't quite so much here. You can see it's a really busy day today. We've got a lot going on. Just sort of hit a little more than an empty field. Now we've got these gardens, sheds, alpaca shelters.
Yeah. And I bet it's a great way to make friends as well.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's a proper community. I think one of the things that I really love is also the intergenerational aspect, because it's very easy now, I think, to get quite sort of stuck with just people your own age. But what's lovely here is we're all different ages, we all work together, and it just feels much more like a family. And I'm quite far from my family now, and I miss them a lot. And this is really nice for feeling like I'm with a load of aunts and uncles or something, or cousins, and it feels a bit like that.
What kind of things do you do here as a volunteer?
Oh, I do a little bit of everything really. I help a bit with the admin and the website and updating a lot of information about what's going on with the project, but also working on the field. So doing like we have today, preparing the ground for the shed and working on the garden. We've got a lot of weeding going on, so I've been helping with that, and I love helping with the animals as well. I'm not doing the treks at the moment just because we're trying to focus on getting people involved in the gardening side, because as you can imagine the treks are really popular and people are very keen to work with the animals, so we're trying to encourage more people to work with the land and just get that going a little bit more so that we can offer what we intended to offer, which is gardening demonstrations and working with the land.
Do you find anything challenging about being a volunteer here?
Yeah, just balancing it with the rest of your life really, because I would just love to be here all the time. It's such a nice contrast to being in an office, and I think I'd just love to be here more really.
And what do you enjoy most about volunteering here?
Just being in the outdoors, just being able to just get stuck in and just really hands-on work and be around people in that real sense of community. It's just such a good place to be. While I was working very hard, I was studying far too hard, and I think it was just the contrast of having that green space, a place you could come and talk about something other than your work, has been so beneficial.
It's great to see a thriving community project like this, Claire. What do you find most challenging about being involved in Hagg Farm?
Nothing. I don't know. I think there's no challenges that aren't really enjoyable to overcome. We just have a wonderful, wonderful time. I think it's a very blessed land, actually. It seems to give people a good vibe whenever they come. The animals love it, humans love it. And we've got a very relaxed atmosphere. We welcome everybody. And we don't take things too seriously, though we do the treks very professionally. And I think it's just always a great joy. I mean, if anything's a challenge, it's keeping on top of the emails, but we're going to get more help with that.
Fantastic.
So, I've gone ahead of myself there, haven't I, Susie?
Go ahead.
Are they sociable with other animals, such as canine quadrupeds? I mean, a well-behaved canine quadruped.
Ask my dog Grace. They don't like dogs because dogs are predators.
So
and
they know predator.
Alpacas have got a great sense of their prey, and if they see a dog coming onto the field, then they'll tend to say, hee, 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 like that.
That is a
And
wonderful. Could you just do that again for me, that please?
Hee, 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 hee.
If I did that, my teeth would fall.
You see,
Very
Gordon was looking
impressive.
up then. He knows not to take any notice of me because I cry wolf. And
Wolves?
he knows I'm...
Do they get on with wolves? All
No,
right?
they don't. Same thing. But if he saw a dog on the field, apart from Grace, my dog, he'd come up and he'd do that signal, which would call the others to come forward. And they come rather aggressively, and they'd all challenge the dog, and they would possibly stamp on him. And
So I'm not bringing Dolly's
but they're all
chihuahua
right
here
with
then.
Grace, because Grace is very submissive, and she's happy to just say, no, I'm not a threat to you.
What about other grazing animals, such as cattle, sheep, goats and cows and such like?
They haven't met sheep and cattle. They like horses. Horses don't actually like alpacas very much. Horses get a bit scared of strange things, and they think alpacas are very strange. They're sociable enough. They chase ducks and chickens sometimes.
They chase ducks and chickens.
Sometimes, if they see one if one of those came out onto this field, they sort of go and look at it.
What do you enjoy most about being part of Hagg Community Farm?
I think seeing other people enjoying themselves, people like that. There's a little girl over there who's just coming to see the chickens, and she's going to have a lovely time. And people who come on the alpaca therapy treks of special needs, you get people who maybe they haven't been out for years and they've come on this special visit, or somebody who's constantly agitated and anxious, and they go on an alpaca trek and they say, I feel calm. And that's what is so lovely, being able to give back to the community and just helping people, make their lives better, and at the same time them learning to respect nature and animals. That's so worthwhile.
I was thinking about getting some fur, so Dolly could knit me a pair of winter socks, alpaca winter socks. That would be something, wouldn't it, for this winter?
Well, we've learnt how to use spinning wheels since we got alpacas.
A spinning wheel?
Yeah.
I'm Tyrrell, I'm a volunteer here. I started here in August 2017 because I want to be a vet, so I try and get as much experience as I can. And I found here online when I searched up animal places to volunteer. And I've been here for 2 years now. It's just been great. I've had so much experience. As you can see, I'm walking a duck. I've been able to get personal with the alpacas, learn about chickens, learn about llamas, everything. We got a rescue duck, and she got bullied by the male ducks because she was the smallest one. So we had to take her in. We didn't have to, we chose to, we rescued her. And we put her in with the chickens. The chickens didn't seem to get along with her, so she's had to be separated into a small netting cage. And now we're just kind of getting her used to the environment and getting used to swimming again, and sort of just helping her realise that people are good. She's going to have a good life here. Her feathers are all growing back, and she's being a lot more vocal, so that's a very good sign.
She looks really happy then.
She's really happy. She's just been swimming around, and sometimes she goes under and then kind of waddles the water down. I think it's so that she can kind of feel like she's under the water, but obviously they can't breathe underneath there. From young, I've always wanted to do something with animals. I started off wanting to be a zookeeper, then a biologist, then a marine biologist, all sorts. And as I got older, I realised that helping animals is the sort of path I want to take. So about 3 years ago, I just started volunteering at a farm. I started volunteering at Healy Farm. And I found it really great and very fun to work there. So I just carried on going there, and then realised that when I'm helping the animals out and I'm feeding them, it's not draining. Like some people don't like cleaning out enclosures. I love it. So it's not draining, and that made me want to be a vet even more, because I get that enjoyment from being around animals. Come along, try a day out, and I doubt that you would want to go back and not come back here. Everyone I know who's came here to volunteer has stayed on. A few of my friends have done it. And I just say pop in. You don't have to do a trek. You can just look at the alpacas, help around the field a bit. You don't necessarily have to do work. But it's a great place to be, and the environment's great. The people are great. What more could you want? Being outdoors is just amazing.
We're always looking for volunteers. We're looking for volunteers on the land to come and help us to keep the place tidy and to help grow food and look after the animals. We also need volunteers who will help to be alpaca trek guides. So they come along on the treks so everybody's well looked after and safe.
If someone did want to volunteer, what's the best way to get in touch?
The best thing is to email us at info@hollyhagg.org.uk.